Thank you everyone for joining once again today. From wherever you're joining from, please, we would like to know you. You can do well to drop your name and your location where you're joining us from in the chat box. Just drop your name and your location where you're joining us from in the chat box. Yes, so while we're doing that as well, I would like to encourage those who have joined. Please, you can share on your WhatsApp groups, share with your friends, share with everyone that you know is ready to build wealth, and also build a sustainable means of income, because this is a very fantastic opportunity, to learn how to close high ticket deals and how to also become very, very successful in the field of real estate sales. So yesterday was a very, very amazing time. We learned a lot from Dr. Stephen Akintayo. I would like to say a very big thank you, sir, for your time yesterday. It was a whole lot of value. Few things, I learned yesterday. My note was really, really full, and I'm very sure today there will be a whole lot to learn as well. You cannot try to collect my money and not have good vibes. Yes, you cannot try to collect my money and not have when interfacing with prospects, because sales, is contagious, and what you give has a mirror effect, on what you also receive. We also spoke yesterday, about how to craft pitches, that close, and how to give quality presentation even to prospects in a way that you are presenting value. And I believe everyone on yesterday's call, now we are more equipped, more confident, even to make our pitches better. Now we can, communicate better. We can put these things to practice that we learned yesterday. The framework as well, that was taught yesterday, I believe we've started to learn to put those things in practice, because it's not just enough to learn. It's very important that we also implement. 1,000 things is not equal to one action that you take. 1,000 things or 1,000 intentions is not equal to one action. So as we learn, the beauty of it is to also implement, because that's how we can get a whole lot much more better. I believe we have a slide ready. Please, let's have the slide on the on standby, because we'll be pulling up the slide shortly. Yes, so for those who are joining from different parts of the world, I know we have participants even from other countries and other cities, even aside Lagos here in Nigeria. So you are very much welcome. You're very much welcome. Those joining on our social media platforms as well, you're very much welcome. It's really great to have you on call today. I would love to encourage you, please do well to get your notepad, get your pen as well. You can see myself, I have my pen here with me. I'm ready to note a lot of things, and also put them to practice, even right immediately after this training session of today. So, Onoyemi, you're welcome. Mate, you're welcome. Olaniyi, Abraham, you're welcome. Joyce, you're welcome. Mr. Ekena, very much welcome. Sarah, you're welcome. Edwin, Victor, Zacchaeus, I can see we have quite a number of persons who have joined already. IT, please, can you confirm? Just drop a note in the chat box if we have the slide for today ready. If we have the slide for today ready, please just do well to drop in the chat box. Okay, I can see all right. We have a founder here already with us, Dr. Stephen Akintayo, with a lot of joy, with a lot of excitement. Please, I would love us to make welcome Dr. Stephen Akintayo. IT, please put up the slide. Let's see the energy in the chat box. I can see the applause, the virtual claps. Let's drop it. Yes, yes. All right, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I can see the virtual claps. I can see the virtual claps rolling in. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. All right. You are very much welcome, sir.
Hello, guys. How you doing today? Welcome. Today it's good to be here. Super excited, to be honest. Today is gonna be a great day. If everybody can just type that, today is going to be a great day. I need everybody to type it again. Today is going to be a great day. Welcome, everyone. I want to thank you all for being part of this event since we started on Monday. And I hope it's really worth your time. I hope you've picked a lesson or two that is very inspirational, very inspiring, and helpful. So let's go on today. Go ahead, you can play the video. Whoever is the IT person, go ahead and play the video. Okay, I want us to move fast today. Let's move with speed. So proceed and play the video. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Who is the IT?
Shubomi, please do well to play the video. We're ready. Thank you.
Why didn't they play the video? I don't know what's going on. Why didn't she play the video? She needed to unmute herself and then she needed to play the video. But today we're looking at handling objections and the techniques, that is needed in closing, right? So if she can play the video, let her go ahead and play. We can't have the audio, so you need to unmute yourself and start all over again. You guys need to get a clearer version of this video and play. You need to get a clearer version. But I want to start by saying that it takes courage to sell. Everybody type it in the comment section. It takes courage to sell. Just as you're seeing me holding the tails of two lions. Let's go to the next slide. The next after this. Just as you're seeing me holding the tail of two lions, that is typically what sales is about. Okay? It's like holding the tail of two lions. It can be scary talking to customers. It can be scary trying to sell. It can be scary trying to convince somebody to buy what you have to sell, even when you know it's going to be of great advantage to them, even when you know their life is going to be transformed, even when you know it's going to change their life. It can be very scary to sell. Okay, it can be I know people who say sales looks like they're about to die. But the only reason why sales is difficult is because you have the wrong mindset of what sales is all about. I've said to you, sales is not forcing somebody to buy what you sell. Sales is not begging someone to buy what you sell. Sales is offering value, tangible value in exchange for money. In fact, when you're a good salesperson, your clients regard you, they respect you, they consider it a privilege, they consider an opportunity to do business with you. They thank you, they're constantly praising you because you are the one that have transformed their lives. And that's really how sales work. So, what you will master today is the 4-step objection framework. Next is 5 proven closing techniques. Unshakable confidence. Right? These 3 things are very powerful. Next, very, very powerful in transforming what you do. Next, please. Okay, so the 4-step objection destroyer. So when a prospect, resists this framework, turns barrier into breakthrough. Each step build momentum towards the close. So the first thing is acknowledge. So you're selling, let's use a case study of real estate. You're selling real estate. By the way, I said people should write that it takes courage to sell. I only saw 3 comments, and I know we should be more than that here. So please, let's all comment. Like I told you, anytime we're doing this training, your comment really helps. It goes a long way to know you're here, to know I'm listening to you. It's really, really helpful. So it's important to validate their concerns without agreeing or disagreeing. Show empathy. I understand why that matters to you. And I'll give you a practical scenario. Imagine you're trying to sell a property. Let's say it's a GTEx property, and the person tells you, I can never buy property from GTEx. So I know somebody who said this, who said that, who said they had the most terrible experience from GTEx. They will never. In fact, when they were done explaining to me, I felt that you guys can't be trustworthy. And the person goes on and on and on, ranting. Okay? And by the time the person is done, the first rule of objection is that you need to validate their concern that, wow, I understand how that might have made you to feel, right? Now, your job is not to agree with them because, first of all, you don't know the real story. You don't have all the data, okay? But your job is also not to disagree and say, you are lying. I know you are lying. Our company has integrity. If anybody has integrity in this world, we are the number 1. We are the this. We are the Odogu of integrity. Okay? So your job is not to agree or to disagree, but to validate. I understand. I really know how this feels. I know how this must have felt for you. I get your concern. However, and that takes us to number 2, which is to probe, uncover the real issue. So ask, So please give me some more context. And many times when you ask, guess what eventually happens? The real facts are vague. Who knows what I'm talking about? And really, I didn't, but he's my cousin, and I know he doesn't lie. But I don't know what he really bought. So, okay, which estate did he buy? Okay, does he have evidence of his payments? You go into other, data to just understand what is going on here. I have had, and this was not that they said behind my back, kuro to my eye. I was in Canada and I was running this training, and this guy came up, and after mentioning his own complaints, which was that he decided to ask for a refund on one of our estate because of something he heard, and they refunded him, but they deducted administrative money, which is normal. He then went further to say he even heard that there are people in Dubai that have been defrauded. He didn't even say I was there, by our company. Of course, some of the people in the audience were so angry with him, and they literally were not happy, with him. But I just said, calm down, don't worry, let's hear him out. And by the time I was done with him, he realized that he didn't have his facts. Everything he was saying were rumors and gossips and hearsay. And so you need to further probe, right? And it's very, very important. Further go ahead and probe. The next strategy, this is objection destroyer strategy here, is to then answer. So address the root cause with a proof, not promises. Use data, use testimony, right? Or demonstration. So, he has told you, some people have said this. What do you do? If I'm you, I will send him 10 testimonies of those who have bought property from our company, who confirm getting their documents, confirm being allocated to. Right? So it is his own one hearsay versus my own 10 testimonies. Okay, so don't go emotional. And sometimes we really go emotional. We deny, no, our company has integrity than anybody else. Come with data, come with evidence. Evidence of people who have benefited from the organization. Evidence, come with your data. And that's very, very important here. Also, confirm. So verify resolution. So does this address your concern? So ask them, does this, now you've seen several other people who had good relationship with us, who were treated well. So does this address your concern? Right? Are you willing to give us a try? And you move on with that. It's ultimately how life works. I was called by yesterday, or not called, but chatted by one of our bankers. We've been backing with this particular bank for over 10 years. In 10 years, not even car loan they've given us. Not even salary advance for our staff has this bank given us. Next slide, right? Nothing. And we have done transactions running to tens of billions with these people. Tens of billions. Tens of billions with this particular bank. And so I said to them, but the account officer reached out, or the branch manager reached out and was saying that they've not been getting volume transaction with us. And I said to them, I said, I'm sorry, we've moved our transaction to another bank because this other bank has promised to give us construction loan. We have so many lands everywhere and we have not developed them. And we need some of the banks to come in and give us construction loans so that we start building these houses. And the branch manager said, nobody ever raised this with me. None of your team, nobody in your organization told us that you needed such. I apologize, I'm just hearing this, blah, 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 blah. And guess what? By the time we're done with that conversation, and that's why you need to be careful about exaggerating customers' complaint. Everybody write this down. I will not exaggerate customer complaint. I want you to write it down. Everybody, I will not exaggerate customer complaint. Now, this was me, angry with this bank. Me, haven't done tens of billions of naira with the bank, and they've not been useful except collecting my money. Okay? Now, who can guess when I was done with this branch manager who really approached me and said to me, I'm going to address this. I'm going to look into this. What do you think happened to me? Anyone? Now, she hasn't addressed it yet, but she promised to. She acknowledged that she's not aware of what was going on. She acknowledged she's going to do something about it. How do you think I felt? I want an answer in the chat box. How do you think I felt when this branch manager spoke to me? Okay, and by the way, for your information, I know the MD of the bank. I have the number of the MD. This is ordinary branch manager, and I have the MD's number, right? We know each other. But ordinary branch manager was talking to me and all of that. How do you think I felt? I want to see somebody giving me an answer. Well, how do you think I felt after the branch manager addressed these issues with me? Quickly, guys, how do you think I felt? I want someone to just guess. What do you think? Oyin Lade says, I guess you probably felt heard. Not only did I feel heard, I'm willing to do business with them again. So that's why I said, don't exaggerate customer complaint. Right? Customer can complain with so much emotions, right? You people are the devil. I'm so pissed off with your company. You people are this. And I say this to a lot of, you see, companies are destroyed largely by employees. Like I just told you, I know the MD of the bank. I did not call him over this issue. I just simply stopped doing business with the bank. Right? Branch manager, not even ED, not even director, reach out to me. Branch manager. And this is part of the problem with employees of companies. Because employees of companies always feel that they can't resolve company problem. They always feel that it has to be the CEO, it has to be the ED, it has to be the organs. We, the customers, we just want to be heard. We just want, and we are open to be heard by anybody. Okay? To be heard by anybody, to be honest. Right? And if anybody, and like I said, the MD is my friend. So, and why didn't I complain to the MD? Because I know that it's not the MD's job, okay, to approve a loan. This thing starts from whoever is your account officer moving up to a committee that is in charge. And because I also run a big business, I know there is the people, the employees that need to do their job in the company that is not doing their job. And I know the people to really solve my problem. It's not the MD. I know. Right? Maybe I escalate sometimes to the MD, then he will still have to get it back to the people in charge, isn't it? And sometimes you still drag. This has happened to me and closest founders. I've seen this happen over and over again. I have a transaction I wanted to do with a particular company, and I'm doing because we're friends with the founder. Okay? And you know, it's already 2 months now. The employees have still not gotten anything done. And so, do I keep complaining to the founder when I know it's a structured company? It's still the employees that need to get that thing done. Okay, the founder of the business cannot get it done. And that's why I laugh sometimes when people start dragging founders of businesses. As long as business grows big enough to have 100 employees, 50 employees, okay, what do you think those employees are there to do? They're there to solve problems. They're there to work. There's a structure. So put pressure on those people. So don't exaggerate customer problem, you know, and this goes to those of you employees in the company you work for. Don't exaggerate. Face that customer. There's a way you confidently face that customer. The customer still do business with your company. I've had an experience like that where my friend said, the customer told him, I said, I don't like your boss, but I like you. But and because of you, I'll still do business with you. Okay? Who cares? If you don't like the founder of the business, right? As long as you still do business with the company, that's what matters. Okay? So it's important to know this as salespeople. Don't exaggerate customer problem. In fact, the customer who complain the most sometimes are the ones who are willing to buy. They are the easiest to convert. They are the easiest to resolve their problem, and they will still do business with you. Are we learning? For learning type, I am learning. I'm learning. Again, don't forget, we have the Real Estate Business Masterclass taking place 3rd, 13th, 10th of April. Guys, you want to be part of this, you want to register, go and register. Figure it out. But you have to go and register for this. This is a life-changing event. It's 5 weeks. It will transform your life like never before. So go register. Okay? Go register. Next slide. Good. I'm happy everybody's learning. Pastor Joseph says he's learning. Oyinlade says he's learning. Zacchaeus is learning. Olani is learning. Emmanuel is learning. These are the only people learning. The rest are not learning because they didn't comment. Huh? Next slide. Who's handling my slide? Next slide. So never exaggerate the concerns. Also, don't forget we have AI for business owners conference taking place in a hotel. Go register. This is free event and you want to be part of it. It's going to transform your life. We also have sales masterclass for business owners. This is a very, very exciting event you don't want to miss. Okay, these 2 events, go register now. It's going to be life-changing for you. Okay, let's go on next slide. So let's look at top 5 objection and your reaction response. Okay, so this is like a script and you can come up with a bigger version for your own kind of business because different businesses, different objection strategy. Okay, so number 1 is usually, these are just generic, so you need to come up with a customized one for your own business. Number 1 is it is too expensive, right? Some of you have heard something like that. It is too expensive. Okay, it's too expensive. Now, your answer is, I get that. Look at the ROI. Our clients typically see X increase in metrics within X time frame. So when you consider you're actually saving yourself X amounts per month or per year, does that make sense? Okay, so let me use a practical case study. You're selling a land, GTEX land, and then it's 100 million. People have come again. You and this your guy, very expensive people. It's too expensive. Then you say, well, our clients typically get 500% return on investment within a space of 5 years, right? We have had an experience, for example, in the case of the real estate in Ibejuleki, where some of our clients pay 1.5 million for the land, and today is going for 40 million naira. And this happened within 6 years. We have another case in Jasper, where our client paid, our client paid, some of them paid 7 million per plot, and now it's going for 100 million per plot. That is how you want to position the conversation, guys. Okay, and when you position the conversation like that, you will be shocked at the dramatic change in perspective. So you now break it down and say, imagine how much money this type of people are making, right? Blah, 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 blah. So when you break it down like that for them, you will be shocked at how the same person complaining suddenly is seeing an opportunity to what? To invest. And is beginning to see that same thing they are complaining about, they're seeing it as an opportunity to say, okay, maybe it's not that bad. Maybe there's something powerful here. So it's all about perception. It's all about how you see it. It's all about, how you look into it. But I can assure you, it's just how you want to handle that objection. Okay, so anyone here who has had a problem of it's too expensive, do you now know how to answer people who say that to you? I want your feedback. You can type in the comment section. When people complain that what you're selling is too expensive, do you now have an answer to give them? Okay, Martha says she now has an answer. Beautiful. Isaac has an answer. Olani has an answer. Beautiful. So I'm happy to know. So, and right there, you can see that it just changes that perspective, right? From, oh, it's too expensive. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. Number two, I need to think about it. I'm sure you guys used to hear this very often. I need to think about it. So your answer will be absolutely. What specifically do you need to think about? Is it the timeline? Is it the budget? Or something else? Once I know, I can address it directly. You see this other, I like this one too. This is a sweet one. Because you'll be hearing things like, I need to think about it. I have to think about it. Some will even say, I need to talk to my wife about it. Right? I need to talk to my wife about it. I need to talk to my cousin about it. Some say I need to talk to my relative about it. You get all this I need to talk to. Right? So your answer is to simply say, okay, what exactly? Because if you don't go into detail, if you don't go into detail, you will soon see that they will just be they're just indecisive. There are some customers that just need some push to eventually engage, right? So help push them, help make the process faster, easier for the customer. Okay. And I think the way you do that is by saying, please give me a specific area you're thinking about. So, why are you not buying this land yet? Or what do you want to think about around this land? Is it that the price? Is it the time you will be eventually pay? What aspects so that I can easily address it. So that is very, very good. Number three, answer to objections is we're already working with someone. Okay, no, you see people say, we're already working with someone. So what's the answer to that? We're already working with someone. Is great. What are you using now? So you listen to them carefully to the someone they are using. Interesting. What if I told you we could, specifically, do this? In other words, we could do this better. That's why you need to listen. Because if you then ask them, I'll give an example. So what are you using currently? So, I'm currently using MTN network, so I don't need Glow. So you can say, okay, so it's an MTN package you are using now. Tell me about it. So we pay $5 every month, and we're able to have 10 gigabytes of data. We're able to have 100 minutes of call. Do you see? Suddenly you can say, okay, what if I offer you $3 and you still get 100 gigabytes of data? You still get 100 minutes of call, and more importantly, we'll add 15 minutes of international calls. There's okay. Maybe I'm interested, right? So you want to carefully listen, right? Sometimes it's not the price, sometimes but I'm waiting for the documentation. So when did you pay? Oh, I paid 2 years ago, and you've not gotten documentation. What if I can assure you we can give you all your documents within 90 days? Right? That may be what will differentiate you. So very, very powerful. Number 4, now not a good time. So you always get those feedback. This is not a good time. Okay. And then the answer for that is I understand timing in everything. When is it a good time? Get specific date. Should I reach you back then? Or will you prefer I send over the proposal for few reviews? Okay, so be specific, get the specific, this so-called good time, get the good time. Let it go into details and say, and by the way, while we're waiting for the good time, should I send you the proposal so that you review it while you're waiting? But what specific day will be good time? Is your good time 1 year from now? Is your good time 6 months from now? I want to share know the good time. And you're able to note it down. And I've seen situations where what shocked people the most is that they said 6 months time, and exactly 6 months you followed up with them. Omo, there's no way they won't respect you. Number 5, I need to consult my team. Perfect. Who specifically needs to be involved? Let's schedule a quick 15 minutes with them tomorrow. What time works for you? You see, I'll talk to my wife, I'll talk to my children. Who needs that? Let's quickly review. Let's see what we can do. Let me talk to that person, right? There's no point having you be the third party telling them, because information get lost. By the time the person is narrating what you said, he may not say it the same way. So let me address both of you. And let's see what happens. So I want you to listen to this by Brian Tracy. Go ahead and play.
In selling, the major obstacle is often objections that customers give you that stop them from buying and stop you from selling. So let me show you 9 different objections that you will get on a regular basis. You just must learn how to recognize these objections. Deal with them effectively. The first type of objection you will get is an unspoken objection. The customer has concerns with your offering, but doesn't tell you anything. The solution to unspoken objections is to let the prospect talk more. Ask open-ended questions like what and where, when, how, and how, why, and who, and how. So lean forward. Listen intently to the answers and nod. The more a prospect has an opportunity to answer your questions, the more likely it is that he or she will tell you exactly what might be holding you back from buying. Ask good questions and listen carefully to the answers. The second form of objections you will get is excuses. And these are usually instinctive reactions to any sales approach. They're not personal. Excuses are not really serious either. The best salespeople, when they get an excuse, they just nod and smile and agree. And then they ask a question to take control of the conversation. The very best way to handle any initial sales resistance, including excuses and impulse responses, is with these wonderful words. Person says, I can't afford it, I'm not in the market, we don't need it right now, don't want it, and so on. You say, that's all right. Most people in your situation felt the same way when I first called on them. And now they have become our best customers and they recommend us to their friends and family. This immediately stops people and causes them to say, oh, really? Well, what is it that you have then? And their objections just fall away like scaffolding falling down outside. The next type of objections are called malicious objections. Because you call on many different people, you'll occasionally call on individuals who are unhappy or angry about their current situations. If they cannot shout at their bosses or their spouses, they take it out on the friendly salesperson. They take it out on you. Now, these people tend to be negative in their demeanor and behavior. That the way to deal with malicious objections is to realize that you are not the target. Your job as a professional is to remain calm, confident, positive, and polite throughout. And then just ask more questions about what the customer is doing and what their plans are for the future. You take control by asking questions. The fourth most common type of objection is a request for information. This is the best type of objection for you to hear because you know how to answer this as well or better than any other part of your presentation. If a prospect asks for information about the results or benefits of your product or service, you're moving into an excellent field position to make a sale. Another type of objection is the show-off objection. Sometimes prospects try to show you how much they already know about your products and services. They make sophisticated observations, or they ask you complex questions about your product or service or industry. When this happens, respond by taking the low road. Show how impressed you are by how much the prospect already knows. Boy, you know a lot about this. I didn't realize that. Wow. In other words, flattery is a wonderful way to build a good quality relationship. Remember, when you make a prospect feel important by listening to him or her with rapt attention, the prospect is much more likely to warm up and buy from you in the end. The next most common type of objection is a subjective or personal objections. Now, these objections are aimed at you as a person. Whenever a prospect becomes critical of you, it could be a sign that you are talking too much about yourself. If this happens, it's important to make the customer the center of attention, and the subjective objections will stop. When you do that, you start asking questions about the customer and listening closely to the answers. You may also hear the objective or factual objection. Now, these are directed at your product or service offering and the claims that you make in terms of what it will do for the customer. If you can answer an objective question like, how does this work? And how can I be sure it will do this? And what kind of proof do you have? If you can answer this type of objection, you can often close the sale. People often ask objective objections or factual objections when they're just about ready to buy and they just need a little more reassurance. The eighth most common form of objection is what we call general sales resistance. This always occurs at the beginning of a presentation. Until you neutralize this general sales resistance, the customer will be listening to you with a closed mind. The customer relaxes and gives you permission to ask him questions. You immediately begin your pre-selected, open-ended questions to qualify the prospect and find out what he really needs that you can provide for him. For example, I have found if you just say, may I ask you a question? If the prospect says yes, or may I ask you a couple of questions? The prospect says yes. The prospect has also said, I will answer the questions that you ask them. This is a wonderful way to break the ice and lower resistance. Final, the ninth most common objection is called the last ditch objection. Now, you made your presentation, and the prospect clearly sees how she would be better off with your product or service. She knows and understands what you're selling and what you're asking. On the verge of making a buying decision, but she still hesitates. In this case, you listen with respect to their final objections, and then assure the prospect that yours is an excellent product or service at a good price, and that everyone who's using it today is very happy with their decision. You have then overcome the last ditch objection, and you can go on to close the sale.
How many of you got value? If you got value, can you type, I got value, I got value? I really love the way Brian Tracy broke this down. This is really powerful. Because sometimes some of us, we take this objection too seriously, right? We really do. Please, if you got value, type, I got value, because we take it too seriously. Somebody, like he said, sometimes he's just going through a bad day and he's carrying it out on you, right? Somebody, and he will just carry it out on you. He can, you are the beating bag. He or she may have had a horrible boss that made him or she have a bad day. But guess who they are carrying it out on? You. Okay? And so you are the one that you are the one they are turning the whole energy on. And you are messing up yourself because of somebody who just a messed up person, right? So learn how to really manage these objections. Again, don't take the reactions you get when you are selling personal. Don't take it personal. People go through their own issues, right? They have their own issues. Trust me, they have their own issues. So don't take objections personal. Don't take what people say personal at all. Just move on. You know what you're trying to do. Move on to the next person. China Billionaire Habits Retreat is here, guys. How many of you have registered? Oh yeah, let me practice this objection here. Yeah, everybody, tell me why you have not registered for China. Yeah, give me objection. Let's use this to practice. If it's money, type is money. Oh yeah, tell me why you've not registered for China Billionaire Habit Retreats. Oh yeah, let's go. All I need says money. Okay, let me start with Olani that said money. So how much is it, Olani? How much is the retreat? How much is it? I understand money can be an issue in things like this. So how much is the money for this China retreat? Olani, if you don't know, don't be ashamed to say I don't know. If you don't know, remember we are practicing, right? If you don't know, don't be ashamed to say I don't know. I hope you guys are learning now. Olani does not know the price of China retreat and is already saying money is the. You see the power of this handling objection we're talking about. Do you see this now? Do you see the power of what we're teaching here? He doesn't even know the price, but he has made up his mind that he cannot afford China. So this is a practical thing. So I tell people, I say, once somebody give you objection, and I say, okay, sir, no problem. Have a great day. You have lost a potential person who can do business with you. You've really lost that person. Is Dede Victoria here? Okay? All of you will say money is the problem, and Dede will put a number here. Call Dede Victoria, and you put your details on all the other social media handles as well. Right? Dede will work with you and figure out how to handle the price issue. Let's even get your visa first. What I'm even particular about is that we need to submit your visa on time. Okay? So let's sort out the payment for the visa. But one thing I will tell you is this, guys, everybody hear this, and I kid you not. You have a potential from this China trip to become a billionaire. And I kid you not, you just need to have one legit manufacturer that you can represent in whatever country you are in, and you're on your way to making millions of dollars and billions of naira. You just need to have one legit manufacturer. You have no idea the kind of money people are making from partnering with manufacturers in China. You have no idea, right? You have no idea. So this is a retreat that is going to change. The money you say is the problem. That same money is what this retreat is going to bring for you. I want to ask a simple question to everybody here, and I want you to be honest. Don't play games with me on this. Be as honest as you can. If I am to tell you that this China retreat will help you make 10 billion naira, and you know that truly what I am saying is real, like, I don't know how you, but let's assume you believe it, that I said 10 billion naira will be realized by you as a result of going for this China event. That will be what you will make from what you will learn and relationship you will strike during the Canton Fair and the manufacturers you will meet. Let's say 10 billion. In the next 2 years, you'll be able to start making 10 billion from this China trip. How many of you think you will gladly go and borrow 30 million naira to go to China? Now, I'm not saying the money is not up to 30 million, but I'm just giving a scenario here. How many of you will gladly go and borrow 30 million naira to go to China? Right? Just say me in the chat box. If it's guaranteed that you're going to make 10 billion, I'm not saying that's the case, I'm just putting hypothetically now, right? That you can make 10 billion naira by going to this China because of what you will learn and the opportunities there. How many of you will go and borrow that 30 million naira to say, in 2 years, I can become a billionaire and make 10 billion Nigerian naira? That's, about $3 to $4 million, right? How many of you will go and borrow money for the China retreat? Okay, I can see a lot of you say me, Goodness say me, Sarah say me, Victor say me, who else is me, right? Now, to be honest, this is really, really what is going to happen. To be honest, because of the quality of people. Even me, the convener, I am looking forward to this trip because of the manufacturers that I want to begin to represent. Okay? So I leave it at that. But have you learned something today? Next slide, please. Have you learned something today? If you have learned, type I've learned, I've learned, I've learned. Okay, so let's go to number 5, closing technique. And this one, I will call it choose your weapon. Right? I'll call it choose your weapon. Right? And the first one is called assumptive close. Act like they have already decided. Great. Should we start with the package or go straight to the premium? Okay, should we start with the basic package or go straight to the premium? And this is a powerful tool. I've taught many of my students this. The reason why many of you are not closing deals is because you are not going to closing. When it comes to closing, you go straight, you hit the nail on the head. Sir, are you buying 1 acre or you're buying 1 plot? That's what this means. Are you going for the basic package? Are you going for the premium package? In other words, you just assume, right? You just assume that, you know, the person has all the information they need, okay, and they are ready to pay, right? After all, there's no way you can know until they tell you now. Is somebody learning from this now? There's no way you can know. So you just say, hey, so are you ready to go for, you know, this package or that package? And what typically happens is, the person, if they have further objection, they'll go straight to it, right? But if you are scared of going straight, then you never close the deal. So many of us just keep marketing and marketing and marketing. We never go straight to, sir, should I send you your account number? Are you ready to pay today? Hit it. Go straight to it. Go straight to it. Number 2, and again, choose which one you want to use. Number 2 is urgency close. Create legitimized time pressure. So this offer ends on Friday. Okay, do you want to lock it down? Now, I have a rule because this, you can abuse this one, and many people abuse it. If the person fails to pay on Friday and comes back to you on Saturday and say, I'm ready to pay, right? Even if you have what it takes to allow them pay the previous price, don't allow them. Make sure they are having to pay more. I kid you not. And it's my rule. Like, if I give you a timeline, you refuse to pay that timeline. When you're coming back, you pay more. You have to pay more. You have to pay more. Right? You have to pay more. No matter what. And this is where people miss it. And particularly, if I ask them to pay more, I may lose the deal. I don't want to lose the deal. Please, I don't want to lose the deal. And because most clients know that you're desperate, they will going to weaponize that desperation. And every time they will start playing Ludo with you. Ludo with your business. So don't do it. If they fail, make sure they pay more. Alternative close. Pause a choice option. Will you go for monthly billing or annual billing? So, you know, sometimes this works for people who are trying to talk on the price, you know, they're worried. Okay, do you want to try maybe the monthly billing instead of the yearly billing? So alternative close. Well, go straight to the close. I give them alternatives. Number 4, summary close. Okay, recap benefits. So we have got X and V and Z. So are you ready to move forward now? Either between option X, option V, option Z, right? Are you ready to move forward? Which of this option are you ready to move forward with? So we call it the summary close. So you are closing the entire sales conversation with, okay, I haven't discussed with you. We have X, Y, Z. So which one are you going for? Number 5, takeaway close. Create scarcity, right? Actually, this might not be for you, if you cannot commit today. And I use this a lot because, to be honest, I like to choose my clients, and I don't like clients that are not ready, clients that don't know what they want. And there's some clients that can't work with me. Please move to the next slide. So I'll just be like, hey, I get it. If you can't afford it, that's okay. It may not be for you. And this deal is not for you. And many cases, you will not see me. I don't have your time. I've moved on with my life, right? Because you also need to protect your own dignity as well. As a salesperson, you need to be taken seriously, right? Don't act like, worst case you can do, give that same lead to your colleague, right? But you must also protect your own emotion. There are some of you are just chasing clients and they're just turning you to like a pond. Some people are just wasted. Their depression, they've turned you to counselor, right? And they're getting free counseling from you. Next slide. Okay, because they're not ready. And they're just, so sometimes you have to do a takeaway close, like, you ready now, or this may not be for you, right? I move on to the next person. I'm giving this offer to the next person. And it's a powerful tool as a salesman. Please note, because you are trying to sell does not mean you should lose your dignity. Where I come from, they have this adage that because of what we are going to eat, we cannot call a madman brother, right? So you must have your dignity as well. Next slide, please. And that's why this ultimate secret to sales is keep loading your pipeline. So that if one person is not ready, you move to the next person that is ready, right? Live your life so that you are tied to one person. Who is handling this slide now? Move to the next slide. Is the person sleeping? Who's handling my slide? Is the person sleeping? So play the video.
The one closing technique begins with getting appointments. Does anybody here use the telephone to get appointments? That's how difficult and frustrating. Many people do not use the telephone because they've been rejected and turned down so many times on the telephone. The very thought of it causes them to be angry, frustrated, and tense. So what they do is they find every other way possible to make contacts, and the telephone, of course, is the finest and fastest way if you don't use the telephone. In the prospect, using the telephone, the key is this, that the first thing that you say to the prospect, once you have found out who it is, has to be something that breaks preoccupation, grabs attention, and points to the result or benefit of the product. Now, let me give you an example. I used to sell, believe it or not, sales training programs. And I would qualify my prospects, and I would call and make appointments. And I found that I could get appointments 9 out of 10 times with qualified prospects using this very simple technique. What I do is I call up and I ask the secretary, I say, who's the person who makes the decisions in this area? Who's the person who makes the decisions about sales for your sales force? They would say, well, that would be Mr. Jones. I said, fine. What is his first name, please? Bill Jones. Let's speak to Mr. Jones. Hello, Mr. Jones. This is Brian Tracy. How would you like to see a method that would enable you to increase your sales by 20 to 30% next 12 months? Now, if you speak with the right person, the question will be aimed at something that is of relevance and something that the other person needs. Now, what do sales managers sit around and think about all day long? Increasing sales. Sales being down, sales being up, and increasing sales. When you say, would you like to see a system that makes you increase sales by 20 to 30% over the next 12 months? The first question or the next question the prospect asks is, what is it? And that's where you go into the close. When you're telephoning for an appointment, you're telephoning to sell an appointment, not to sell a product. The biggest mistake we make is we go in to start describing our product on the telephone, and the person says, well, no, I'm sorry, I'm not interested, can't afford it. So all you do is you sell them 10 minutes. Take. That's exactly what I want to talk to you about. I need about 10 minutes of your time. I'll show you what I've got. You can judge for yourself with what you want. The person says something like, I need to hear this. They say, well, how much is it? They don't even know what it is. You ever get that? How much is it? And this is the way you handle that. You say, it's the prospect. It's not exactly what you're looking for. It's going to start. Good, very good response. Get the price thing out of the way. It's not exactly what you're looking for. It's costing. Person says, well, tell me a little bit about it. I say, well, that's why I need just 10 minutes of your time. 10 minutes, I'll be able to show you what I've got, and you can judge for yourself. Now, the person will often, now remember this, is that good prospects are always busy and hard to get to. Poor prospects are not busy and they're easy to get to. If you call up somebody and you ask for an appointment, they say, sure, come on over anytime. You can be sure the person is going to buy anything from you. So you have to be very, very sharp using the telephone. Now, first, I'm going to say this. The prospect can say this. Well, could you tell me a little bit about it? You say, yes, I would like to. There's something I have to show you. As soon as you say the word show, you've eliminated the necessity to describe it on the telephone. First says, well, could you send me something in the mail? I say, I would like to send it to you in the mail, but you know how bad the mails are. Why don't I drop it off personally sometime this afternoon? The person is at all serious. I'll say, okay, drop it off personally sometime. I'll say, will you be there? Yes, I'll be there. Okay, about 3 o'clock, I'll be in your neighborhood. Drop it off personally. Mail information. When people say, send me some information in the mail, what they're saying is, go away. Not interested. And when you send it to them in the mail, it goes right across the desk in the wastebasket. If you're going to send things in the mail, what you do is you put it in the envelope, show it in your own wastebasket, and save yourself a stamp. We make the mistake of thinking we could throw it in the mail and we're actually making sales. No, we're not. So what you asked for was 10 minutes, and this is the key expression. You decide for yourself if this is what you're looking for. And if you say it in that way, the person will say, well, I don't know. All I need is 10 minutes of your time, and you judge for yourself. Because what this does is it says that you'll only be there a short period of time, put no pressure on the person. You'll just show them what you've got, like an Arab trader in the bazaar lays out their wares. If the person doesn't want to select one, 10 minutes is gone. Now, I have found that if you ask for 30 minutes, you'll have to wait for weeks, maybe forever. If you ask for 10 minutes, you can always be swift. Don't make the mistake of doing the old insurance salesman trick. God bless the insurance things. I was saying, how about 10 o'clock today or 2 o'clock tomorrow? Just alternately close on it. Don't do that. You use so many times that what it does is it insults the other person. Just say, sometime this afternoon, maybe sometime tomorrow. Be very flexible. Once the person gives you a time. Now, this is another thing they do. They say, why don't you call me on Monday? And we set up an appointment. And what you say to them is this. You say, look, I've got my calendar right here. Is your calendar handed? Now, question, of course, the person at their desk, the calendar is handed. You say, let's set up a time right now. How about 10 o'clock Monday morning? Don't allow yourself to be put off with this calling back on Monday nonsense. It's just another way of them avoiding seeing you. Remember, the very best customers you'll ever have are the ones you're going to have to fight to get in to see. They're the ones who are the best for you. So when they try to put you off, try to avoid you, try to make excuses, what they're saying is this may be a very, very good case. And somebody's going to get those person that prospect, and somebody's going to sell the prospect as well with you. But just be persistent, be polite, be firm, say, look, all you need is 10 minutes of your time. Just 10 minutes will do it. 10 minutes you'll be able to decide for yourself. And just sell 10 minutes. If they ask you about your product or service, say, it's too involved to win on the phone, but just take 10 minutes to show you what I've done. Sell only that. So if you cannot close on a telephone appointment, you can't even get those things. And become good at it. If you are shy about using your phone, if you're anxious and you don't like to use the telephone, it's because you've had.
Okay. Was this helpful? Again, next slide, by the way. If it was helpful, type it was helpful. I want to be sure that this was helpful and you guys heard it well and you were able to pick your lessons from it. If it was helpful, type is helpful. Quickly, everybody, if it was helpful, type helpful. Okay. Okay, beautiful. I'm happy to know. Glad to know this was helpful. I'm glad to know that you learned from this. So we have a sell and win promo going on where you can win an SUV in our 18th anniversary events. And so you want to help us, you can sell our products, real estate projects, and you will be able to earn a decent commission, but you will stand a chance to also win a car, laptops, phones, and so many other benefits. Next slide. The official event is on the 30th of May, which is our anniversary. We have these two estates going at a 50% discount. Savings Estate in where and Sapphire Estate in Ikorodu. I encourage you to take advantage of these offers and build a future for yourself. This real estate thing sometimes looks as if, I'm scared. There's a lot of stories I've heard. Yeah, there are challenges in the sector. I've lost money as well, but it is risky not to take a risk. That's all I can tell you. Next slide. Next. These are just testimonies from people who have bought already. Just like I'm preaching, I'm giving you testimonies as well. So let's give you your assignment for today. If you notice, every day I'm giving you an assignment, and I hope you are doing that. I hope you are not just looking, you're doing that. So your daily challenge, knowledge without action is worthless. Complete these 3 tasks before tomorrow's session. Number 1, role play. So 3 real objections, right? So we're going to do that after my session. I hope Isaac will coordinate this. You are going to play, one person will play the person buying and he will throw objections, and the other person will try to answer those objections. Number 2, deploy 1 close techniques. Okay, I gave you 5. Deploy 1 of it to try and close the deal. Number 3, report your win. Okay, so share in the group. Oh, I closed this, I closed that. We've created a WhatsApp group. They're going to put the link again. If you're not yet in our WhatsApp group, join. Because in that WhatsApp group, we're supposed to be motivating everybody every day. And every assignment is supposed to be done and drop in those groups, right? And it's important to engage in those groups. It's not just to these things. If you learn something, what transforms life is not knowledge, it's knowledge that is executed. Knowledge in itself does not change anybody's life. It is knowledge that you execute that changes your life. I'll repeat this again. Knowledge in itself does not change anybody's life. It is knowledge that you execute that changes your life. Next slide. Okay? This knowledge that is executed that changes anybody's life. Right? So knowledge that you don't execute is useless. Extremely useless. Okay, so what is our takeaway? Okay, what is our takeaway from today's class? Let's wrap up. Objections are buying signals. So don't take objections personal. When people object, it's even a sign that they are ready to buy. Okay, so because somebody's objecting, don't be pissed off. Don't think that, oh, I'm not happy with them. They're angry the way they talk. Be calm, be mature, and handle it and move on. Number 2, closing is natural momentum. Closing is natural momentum. You are not forcing anything. You are simply guiding the conversation to a logical conclusion. So the close should feel like the next step, not a hard sell. You just feel like, oh, after all this explanation, yeah, it makes sense. So how are we wrapping up this conversation, right? What's the end result? So closing shouldn't be like, come and buy today, pay today. It's a process. We start by explaining the product. We go through all that journey, and we end it with, this is where we end. Okay. Once again, I want to thank every single one of you for your being part of this training so far. I hope has anybody closed yet? This is day 4. By now, we should have some of you closing already. You can move to the next slide. So tomorrow, we're going to look at what we're treating tomorrow. By the way, if you got value, come on, show some love and appreciation. I've dedicated 4 days to you guys here in the US, waking up early. I have other meetings, and I'm just committing to this. So we'll wrap up tomorrow. But I want to know, there's some of you, anybody has sold this week from what you've learned, and it has helped you to sell? I want to get feedback. And if you have questions, I can take 2 questions, just 2 questions, because I have another meeting. Okay? Just 2 quick questions. Yes. And then, has anybody closed? I want to know if somebody has sold in the 1,800 plot challenge that GTEx is doing. I want to see how many of you have taken advantage and you've closed, right? Okay, yes, I can see everybody say they got value. Absolutely. Today's class is really sweet because objection is one of the major problems that many salespeople go through. You know, they just feel weak. You know, sometimes you're excited that you're going to close this deal. But by the time they throw you loads and loads and loads of objections, you just feel like, oh my God, oh no. You know, oh no, like not again. And sometimes people just feel so sad and just dejected. I'm like, hey, expect objections, even have your own answers to them. And that's how you close. That's really how sales is done. Right? That's how sales is done. Okay, so when Lade says a question, sir, if my pitch says I help wealthy people grow their wealth through real estate, what if I'm not wealthy yet? They ask me, are you wealthy? Well, anybody that asks you that, I can assure you they're poor people themselves. So the answer is I'm on my way to my wealth. And you move on, right? Do wealthy people think like that? Yes, they do. But most rarely do you find people attack you like that who are really successful, right? A lot of times, some of them are looking at things. They remember when they too used to hustle, right? They remember when, I remember you are saying that you are selling to wealthy people, not so it is that you service wealthy people. Not everybody that works in the palace is a king. Is everybody that works in the palace a king? Does that change the fact that they are servicing kings? Okay. So people who challenge you like that, usually they are not even your potential client. It's a way you even know that this person cannot afford what I'm saying. It's already angry, right? Because most successful people, particularly if you are respectful and polite with the way you've gone about your marketing, right? The person will just smile, even when the person knows that you just they hustle, even if you never smell words. But the person see themselves in that position of trying to help you, trying to guide you, trying to mentor you. So I'm going to say there's no wisdom in bullying you. I'm going to say any successful person doing that. Lani says if your prospect says is interested in learning more about real estate, what should I do next? Then you go ahead and teach them. Right? That's why you need to come for the real estate training I'm doing. By the way, why have you not registered for the real estate training? Right? I'm starting real estate training next weekend. And we're going to be looking at different types of real estate. So you go and break it down for them. Oh, by the way, there are different types of real estate. It depends on your budget, what your dreams are. There's land banking, there's rental income, there's this, there's this, there's this. So that's also why you must be an expert. Because if you're not an expert, then you won't be, you should see yourself as a consultant. If you're a salesperson, don't ever see yourself as a salesperson. See yourself as you're a consultant, you're like a medical doctor, you're trying to help solve a problem. That's the way you should see yourself. Desirable Salome says, thank you so much, Sam, for the training. May I know, please, if we can get the slides to read through? You can go and watch it on my YouTube. That's the best I can do. I don't give out my slides. The only person that has the slide is the president of GTEx and Associates. And I intentionally gave it to him because I need him to start running this training every month, right? And so I knew he needs my slide, for that purpose. But the rest of you know, my slide is my intellectual property. Or you can go to my YouTube and watch this video all over again. That will still give you what you need. Number 2, please, is there any arrangement for inspection of selling estate aside from the one posted today? Yes, we would love to do inspections. We would love to do inspection. In fact, we are targeting this month of April. Once we're done with Easter, from next week, it should be inspection galore. But that is the job of Mr. Ikena. That's not my job. I don't run day-to-day of GText. So I'm funded over that business. So those who are running it can help you out with all that you need. If you even call me and you ask me questions, I may block you. Go and talk to. There's a company, there are people who work there. They have leadership, structure. You know, I'm now out. I help behind the scene, but not into day-to-day. Bolaji says, how can we get the replay? I've just mentioned, I said, go to Dr. S. Akintayo on YouTube. Watch it, Dr. S. Akintayo on YouTube. And subscribe to the channel. It's a great channel. Everything we've been teaching all these last days, they're all there. Go and watch it there. Right. I want to say thank you all for being part of today's class. God, the Lord bless you. I love you all. You know, Mr. Isaac, you can take it away, and please do the role play. I want you to do the role play and really practice it. Okay. God bless you. Have a great day and see you tomorrow. We're wrapping up tomorrow. I need all of you to come. Invite your friends. Don't come alone tomorrow. Let this class be jam-packed. I don't want us to have enough space. Invite everybody that you know in sense. I love you. Bless you.